Hello my beautiful friends, it's Mimi here today with my beautiful friend, partner, lover, soulmate, business partner, Alex.
Wow, I'm blushing.
You are actually a little bit. And today we're here actually to do a relationship Q&A video. I don't think we've ever done a relationship Q&A video.
I don't even know what a relationship Q&A video is.
Well, it is when people ask you questions about your relationship, basically. It's like any Q&A but specifically focused on relationships. We have done a relationship video last year. Was it last year or this year? I think this year. We're still in 2016. This year, it was called How to Have a Great Relationship.
Oh, that's a good video. That's a good video.
We put a lot into it. I mean, like, we spilled it all out. So it's going to be linked down below. Make sure to check it out or here on the side. And today we're just going to answer your questions. I literally just announced it on my Insta story. And there's so many questions. I don't think we're going to be able to go through all of them. So maybe if you guys want to see more episodes like this, let us know and we can do more. But right now, let's just get into it. Are you ready?
I'm ready. And I also asked you guys on my Instagram as well. Alex Ikonn Instagram, you can check me out. You guys also asked me some questions there. So let's go. So Molly Pederick asks.
Hi Alex. Just wanted to say love you and Mimi's videos.
Thank you.
You seem like beautiful people and congratulations on Alexa. She's gorgeous. This might have been answered before, but I've never watched it. How did you and Mimi meet, and how old were you, and how long did it take for you and her to realize that you loved each other? And I just think your love's beautiful and real, and I'm really happy for you too, and I'd love to know that answer. Thanks, bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you, Molly.
I'm like getting all teary already.
Yeah,
that was fast.
And you want to pick that because a lot of people
Yeah, there's a lot of people who asked that, not necessarily in the video format, so we picked that one because she put the effort to make the video. So thank you so much for asking the question. Did you want to start with that one?
Sure.
How old were we? Because like I'm trying to do the math in my head. How old were we?
I was probably 19.
And if you were 19, I was 20.
Yeah.
We met working at a bank.
So I got transferred, I got promoted to a different branch at a bank. And before I even went there, my assistant manager at the bank, he met Mimi when he was briefly working there. And he's like, Alex, there's this girl there, Mimi, she's really hot. You should, talk to her. I'm like,
That's what boys talk about.
I'm like, cool, whatever. And then, so I already knew of Mimi before we met officially. I remember I was signing my contract and Mimi walked in all, confident and suave and whatever. And then, yeah, I was like, whoa, yeah, Mimi's awesome. And that's how we met.
That was the first day. Yeah, that's how we met. It's already been 10 years, I guess, if I was 20 and you were 19.
Yeah, we're not, and that's another thing about us. We're not really big on dates or anniversaries or anything like that. We're just really present with our experience.
The second part of the question was, when did we know that we fell in love with each other?
And like I said, it took some time. So this could be like a whole video by itself, just this question, to be honest. And I think we have to we filmed
our love story years ago, but I don't know what happened to the footage. We have to find it. But anyways, what happened is after we started working together, we actually became really great friends. Anytime we had a little bit of time at work, like free time at work, we would chat to each other and talk about travel, and we have all these things in common that we like to do. And then later, like I think it was at least a year or two after we already worked together.
Yeah, because we were first dating other people at first, so that's why we were just friends. We were talking about our relationships, and
both of us were in long distance relationships at the time.
Yeah. So, and then it just kind of, you broke up, I broke up, and then we were single. And then a lot of people at work were like, you guys should, meet up.
And we were like, no, we're just friends, like never, like I can't even imagine. Especially because Alex is younger. I never thought I would be 1 year younger. Just a year younger. And again, like age is just a number. But in my mind then, I always thought I would be with somebody older because older to me signified somebody who was more mature. Obviously, I learned that that's not the case. It's all about being mature here. So. And
also to the, I think the guys watching this might be helpful. I also thought because Mimi was a year older, she wants older guys as well. So this usual stereotype where like, hey, it's not gonna work out because she's awesome and she's older than me. She obviously wants guys who are older, who have more money, who are more established. I'm just a young guy starting out. I have no chance. Like, forget about it. I'm just communicating to you my own kind of thought patterns and language that would actually stop me from pursuing what is now possible and real and beautiful.
I think it's very important.
I think it's just an important point to understand and that's why I want to thank Mimi, because Mimi made the first move and actually asked me out. No, in a certain way.
Yeah. I really wanted to go ice skating. This was, anyways, this becoming a really long, elaborate. But I mean, this is the story. This is the story of how we met, how we fell in love. You can't expect us to just answer it in 2 sentences. But
Mimi wanted to go ice skating. She was moving to Azerbaijan, back to her country. That was the thing at the time.
That's a different part of the story.
It's a different part of that. But anyways, she's like, hey, I'd love to go ice skating. If you give me some skates, I'll go with you. I'm like, yes, green light. I think subconsciously, maybe she wanted to, you know, see.
I think so.
Mimi said back then, before we were dating, she would check my schedule to see if I was working.
Yeah, because at work we had this binder with everyone's schedule, and I would go there and be like, oh, is Alex working on the days that I'm working? And I would always get excited when he would. So yeah, that's how we met. That's how we fell in love. And I think one other thing I want to mention, to add to your point about, you know, being young or not being established as a man when getting into a relationship, we actually got together when both of us were broke. And I think that's what made our relationship so strong, is to both go from zero to having a successful careers or businesses, whatever you want to call life. So we have built this life together, and I think it's so much more meaningful, stronger, and we know that we love each other, and even if everything was to be gone, we would still have each other, because our love for each other hasn't changed from then when we were broke and young to now when we're a bit older and have, you know, established businesses. So
yeah, and I think
I
think most importantly to the other questions, like when do we know that we fell in love and things like that, or felt it, the feeling was pretty quick. It took some time to actually admit to it, and of course it's scary to be open like that. But I think most importantly, what made us fall in love in that time, especially to add to your point, is having a common vision that you want to build together. So that's what really helped us overcome a lot of those things, especially for myself, is like we communicated our vision to each other, what we want out of life. And that was what helped us build something beautiful, I think.
And attract, I think, in the first place.
Yeah. Cool.
So when you get two people who love talking, you get really
this
long
video might
answers.
be long. Right,
okay, I'm going to pick the next question. How do you keep your house so neat? Who cleans it, you or Alex? We actually, do you want me to go? Or?
Go ahead.
We actually have this rule, and this is something that we started doing years ago when we first started dating, is I actually tend to be a little more messy with how I live. Well, with stuff around the house. So when I used to live at Alex's place, because first, you know, when we started dating, I would stay at his place a couple of times a week. And then when we got married, I moved in with Alex. I think once you just brought up to me that, you know, whenever you use something, do you mind just putting it back right away so things don't mess up? So I really appreciated that Alex, you know, kind of gave me a strategy on how I can improve that. And I just remember thinking I can be better. Like I should put the effort, especially now that we're in a relationship, we're sharing the space. If he always puts things back or washes the dishes right after he eats or uses a plate or cup or whatever, I should put the same amount of effort. So we both do it. Do you have anything to add to that?
To now bring it to present, I think because Mimi, like as you admitted, you're not too big on cleaning, we now have a cleaner that comes in our house once a week. And some of you may be thinking, oh, I can't afford a cleaner or whatever. However, sometimes, guys, even like I said, even if for your relationship, it can be a worthwhile investment that can really even save your relationship. So that's why I highly
best money ever
it can be a really great money spent just in general, and I would really consider that. So that's what I would recommend. We have a cleaner coming in. However, just beyond just having somebody clean your house, let's say once a week, as we do even, is that it's still very important to, like I said, put things back in place and communicate that. So don't let, as you said, things that piss you off maybe about other person, maybe if they're not as neat, to be uncommunicated. Communicate it to your partner, and as Mimi said, communicate with a strategy how they can actually make it work, instead of just being like, oh my god, you're such a slob.
So messy, yeah. Awesome. Next question. Let's pick a video.
Oh sweet, let's do this. Next video question is from this one. This is also highly requested.
Hi Alex, I was wondering, how do you deal with communication problems in your relationship with Mimi? Thank you.
Would you like to start that one?
Sure, I guess so. I guess the most important thing to understand is that many people think like we're this perfect couple and we never argue and that we're just perfect all the time. That's not the reality. I think anything that is beautiful or is you know, great takes effort and work, and I think that's the most important thing. And the way we deal with arguments or communication is really being able to be open and to also to be open to challenge the other person, and also for the other side to be open to receive the feedback and to actually be able to listen and sit through it. That's why I say it takes effort. It may seem effortless, and it is in a certain way. It becomes effortless over time. But any people coming together in a relationship, you're gonna have years worth of different values and ideas in a certain extent before you're brought together. So there is still a different way of viewing. So I think the way we make it work is that we do our best. And like I said, it's not always perfect, but we truly do our best to, when something bothers us. So like
I was just gonna say the same.
Yeah. So whether it be someone's throwing socks somewhere and they're not cleaning after themselves, that you bring it up to that person and say, hey, I just want to really communicate to you, that I understand that you do this, and I really appreciate if you are able to clean up after yourself, and it will really make the experience better for both of us. So you try to point it out, give a solution. I think the most important thing is come from an understanding place, not an attack, right? So I know, like I said, it takes effort. So guys, it's gonna take some time. But that'll be kind of my tip on arguments. And
also, one last thing to add to that is that every time we do have an argument, when the argument ends and we have talked it through, I think I usually initiate that, but I'm sure you do too. Like, I always say, hey, let's look back at this argument and what can we take from this for the future arguments not to be in the same situation. For example, in this argument, when you were giving me feedback, I was looking away. So next time when we're in an argument, make sure that I'm looking at you, or make sure to get close to me and hold my hands and be like, listen, I'm coming from a good place. Because when you argue, what happens is one person will always feel like he's being attacked. Again, this is just like one example, personal example really, but it's just important that after you have an argument and everything is great, you're smiling, you're happy, kissing and all that, just go back to that moment and try to extract something that you can take from this experience to prevent such experiences happening in the future.
Yeah, and that's how really it builds up over time, I think, especially we spend a lot of time together and we've been together for a long time. It just really builds over time, and like I said, it still takes effort. So it's something that you keep working on, and that's I think the most important thing to keep in mind. Nothing is perfect. It always takes work in order to help you build a certain relationship, and that's something that we keep in mind and we keep each other in check. So yeah, there's so much more. Of course, we can talk about this, but let's keep it short. Let's keep it short. Let's move to the next question. The
man behind the camera might have a question.
Yeah.
By the way, UJ, our friend UJ, is filming us today because I don't know if you've noticed the light keeps changing like every single second, but UJ is kind enough to keep adjusting the light. Yeah. Do you want to come here for a second?
Yeah. Do you have a question?
I have a question.
Sweet.
All right. Okay.
You can take my place, sit here, and ask me a question.
Well,
sounds great.
Yeah, and I can.
Okay. So, it's really cool because I have a unique situation with you guys because I've actually seen you guys in these situations where there's a little tension and you're kind of like working through that stuff. Yeah. But what I really realized, I'm not even sure you guys are aware of this. But
what is it?
What I've realized is when you usually communicate like this, there's like an unconscious, almost subconscious sense that you're in it together. Like you'll touch each other, and you might hold hands, and you might still be heated, right? Like you might still be.
So you've observed that?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And I'm very curious, like, how do you build that? Because that's something you build before it even happens. I really think it's not about how you fight, it's about how you are when you don't fight.
Yeah.
How do you build that? What do you guys do every day to really build that bond? Because when those things happen, you already have that to rely on.
Exactly.
So I'm curious.
Awesome.
All right.
Alice can jump back in. And this kind of goes along with the answer I gave before on the argument, because every time we do have an argument, we come up with these strategies on how we can prevent this from happening so we don't go from 0 to 10. So next time there's tension or something we don't agree on, we are just more connected and we know how to deal through with it. For example, one strategy, and I can share this with you, when you want to share something with a person, let's say the person is across from the room, your partner, and you're like, hey, I really don't like when you do this. So instead of doing that in that setting, oh my God, I just spilled water.
That's good. It's good.
I spilled the water on your
5-minute journal.
I got really excited.
It's a good sign. We'll clean it up. It's all good.
The cover saved the inside. Yay!
Yeah. So what you're saying?
So instead of doing it from across the room, what you do is sit down close to the person, You might hold their hand if you want to. That would be always great, because again, you're getting really close. You want to show them that you're not coming from a place of judgment. You're coming from a place of love when you're sharing this feedback, or you're telling them how you're feeling or what is bothering you. You sit really close to them, you look into their eyes, and then you say, hey, listen, I really want to share this with you. Something has been going on through my mind, this, and then you go into the whole story of what it is. I mean, I think that's what you're referring to, UJ, is that, you know, we have learned through years, I mean, obviously now we realize it's been 10 years, of being together and being in this relationship, of how we can go through any communication issues or arguments much better.
Yeah, but I think also just to add on to that, as UJ was saying, is like, what do we actually do in the day-to-day to have our relationship? And I think it does have to do with spending a lot of time together, and also talking a lot, just being curious. I think that's the most amazing thing about being in this relationship, is that, guys, we really have, you know, if you look at the, you know, in cars that have kilometers, so it'll say in a relationship, if you look at hours spent.
We've gone through a lot of miles. Mimi
and I, you know, we work together, we live together, we met each other at work, so.
We have fun together, so like.
Our mileage, in terms of, you know, the amount of hours that we actually interact together is like, we're like a 50-year-old couple, you know, like we're really.
We've been together for 30 years.
We're really up there, because like I said, it's just, a lot of couples just see each other maybe after work for a few hours, but we're here literally spending like 24/7 almost together for a lot of time, and we love the whole experience. So what I'm trying to say is that really helps just in general. Mimi and I were able to even read each other's minds to a certain degree.
With you, which is crazy.
It's because like you become so connected, because you're so interconnected in a certain degree and thinking.
Wave.
And so a lot of it, of course, has to do with being together and also being able to read the body language. And like I can tell if something's wrong like pretty quick. And once again, I'll bring that up to Mimi fairly quick, like right away if I notice something is off. Once again, going back to that tip. So I think to build any relationship is going to take time. It's going to take effort. And most importantly, I think doing things together really helps you bond. So what it be is even doing, you know, now my wet 5-minute journal together in the morning and night. That's gonna dry out. We'll put it in the outside. Doing something like that can really help you bond and talk and go into depth about even your day or gratitude or about anything else. And also doing relationship exercises together. Something that really put us together is doing, we did a Get the Edge, it's like an audio program by Tony Robbins, but we did that together, not as individuals, which again is like very bonding, because there's
whenever you're challenging yourself to like do something, let's say maybe lose weight or do something like Get the Edge by Tony Robbins, where you're challenging yourself to improve, get your partner, I mean you can't force them, but hopefully the partner will join. But
I think that's a good sign. If you can do those kind of things together, that can really help you guys build together. And like, I understand that maybe your partner may not understand that or think it's cool, but I think it's important to enjoy doing these things together. That's what brings you close. And if some couples like to, for example, to enjoy sports and like to go to sports games, well, that's their thing. That's cool. That's how they bond. And for the way we bond is sometimes we do these kind of things. And of course, we love travel. We love doing other things, but have things in common and build on those habits.
All right. Next question is: did Alexa make your relationship stronger?
Cool. So Alexa is our newborn daughter, 6 weeks old today.
Happy birthday, Alexa.
Yeah. So it's still early to tell, I'll be honest.
But I mean, it's been 6 weeks. I think we have enough data to talk about it. I would say definitely have made our relationship stronger in so many ways. From my point of view, anyways, you can share your point of view. But I would say the fact that you have this new experience and this new responsibility, and then you're thrown into this experience and you see how everyone deals with it. So somebody can just escape. So let's say two partners are in this situation, you have a child, and one tries to escape the responsibility. It will be harder on the other partner. So in my case, you haven't been escaping your responsibility. As you are equal partner in our businesses, you are the same in our, you know, parenthood now. You've been amazing. So I truly appreciate that. And that sort of shines a different light on you as a person. I really love seeing you interact with Alexa, and just like warms my heart and just like makes my love for you grow even more.
Oh wow.
That's how I see it. That's from my angle.
Yeah, like I said, I think, and as we communicate, I still think it's early, because like you always see, and I do agree with you to a certain degree, of course. Like,
I mean, 6 weeks is a long
time. You already, even they say with newborn, like after about this time, you kind of know what their personality is like, is how they're gonna be. And I think the same thing with us and how the whole dynamic is. So I definitely believe...
pretty established, I would say.
Yeah. I'm just thinking back to our relationship. I think really with anything, we have that still bond together where, and once again, it's this growth mindset. Of course, having newborn has challenges, right? It's like the learning curve is huge. Like we have businesses together, but both Mimi and I were like, business is like the piece of cake compared to like a newborn and kids. So the growth is really huge. And just a learning curve.
And she's an easy child too.
Yeah. But of course, but you still had those challenges, you know, breastfeeding and things like that. Like she had a lip tie and tongue tie that she just got released a few days ago. Like anything, challenges will make you stronger, and that's why I think so many people
they can make you stronger. They can also break you, right?
That's true. But once again, it's this mindset. So I think, and that's what we've been discussing over the last 6 weeks, is that how important it is to embrace these challenges, to not have expectations of things all going perfect, you know? And so that's another tip for just relationships in general, is that a lot of people quit too early because they have this expectation of what they saw in the media, whatever it may be, that it's just so easy. Relationships take work. Parenting takes work. Your relationship as a parent will take work. Everything takes an effort. And when you don't have those expectations of just things just flowing and being effortless, and be like, hey, how can I actually improve? How can I actually grow? How do we actually learn from this? How do we improve? Then that's how you become stronger. So that's why I think the most important thing that we keep each other in check and in mind. And like I said, there are, of course, downs. But with every down, as long as you're looking at the upside, there's going to be an upside there. So that's how I would kind of summarize it. But in all, of course, every experience, especially every challenging experience, will make you stronger, as you're saying, if you choose to see it that way. And we definitely do. And it's definitely a beautiful experience overall. Just amazing how, especially, like I said, Mimi said, I'm doing my part, but in reality, Louis C.K., the comedian was talking, I recently heard him, he's like, as much as us dads can do, he's like, even if you're like the best dad, you're still 40%, right? And I kind of have to agree with that, meaning like the amount of effort that a mom
there's more involvement in the first stages.
Yeah, sure. Like right at the moment right now, it's still you're still pulling the majority. I'm like the supporting player
but it
at
makes
the moment.
Huge difference. Yeah. So thank you. Thank you all for submitting all your questions. We really appreciate it. We enjoyed answering them. If you'd like for us to do more relationship Q&As in the future, do let us know. Leave a comment down below. Also, if you'd like for me to do a baby Q&A or for us together to do a baby Q&A, then we can do that as well. Let us know if you'd like to see that. I love you guys very, very much and have a beautiful day. Bye.
Bye.